I put
All right, deadass.
bro.
Okay, guys, let's get right into it. So, you guys saw that I did a case study with one of my friends, Jeff, and so a lot of you guys have been asking for more Etsy stuff. So I'm just gonna post another case study here. So if you guys have seen my other video, you guys saw that I did, around $65,000 in total with all of my friends. Now it's probably more because they continue to run the stores. So Nathan, just introduce yourself and what you are to the Discord, what you are to me, and
Yeah, yeah.
and your progress as well.
Fuck. What was the first one? So what I am to the Discord, I'm one of the admins for Jocko's Vault. I low-key started this drop shipping journey with we started together, no?
Yeah.
Or you started drop shipping like Bones and like some other bullshit, like the real motion that we have right now started from Etsy, and we all kind of started together, and that was what, like a year ago, year
Yeah,
and a
about
half ago.
a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, so we all started from there, and then it kind of grew to like not like a lot of people started doing it, but a pretty sizable amount. It's like five or six of us that started doing Etsy. So when I am to the Discord, I'm one of the admins. I've known Joaquin personally for I think since sixth, seventh grade, which is a long time now. And we've gone on a lot of adventures, but now it's like it's time to lock in, and we have been pretty locked in on Etsy. There's been ups and downs, but we're coming back now. All the boys are hopping back on, and I'm just excited to like share with you guys our journey and my journey personally through Etsy.
Yep.
So
So pretty much, yeah. So pretty much, we started Etsy like a year and a half ago, um, and I was kind of the one that kind of put you guys on for Etsy because another person put
yeah,
me on. You guys know about that. Um,
yeah, yeah,
and so just talk to me about the process of like what happened when I initially told you guys about Etsy, and then how you applied that to your stores, and how we applied it for everybody, and how everybody's kind of making cash flow right now, especially after it came back with all of their policies changing and shit like that.
Well, when
Yeah.
we started, it all started. Tell them about the whole story of how you started, like what got you like really into it, or
Yeah, so
yeah,
So the first time that I pretty much like thought about Etsy dropshipping was because my friend, actually my roommate right now, he had made like $20,000 or something like that within a week. It was something super super
crazy.
fucking crazy, and the profit margin was like 50%, even up to 60% because he kept increasing the price. And so what happened was
Yeah,
that he listed this thing, and it was right before February, so like for Valentine's Day, and it was the perfect time to do Etsy. Um, and he got orders like that, and it actually got so crazy. He was making $2,000-3,000 days on Etsy. And I'm not talking about ads. I'm not talking about meta dropshipping. I'm talking
yeah,
about doing it on Etsy.
all
And
organic, bro.
and so because he got so many orders that he actually got banned because he didn't have the logistical, he didn't have the technical, the logistics done right.
To fulfill.
So yeah, he
Yeah,
couldn't even fulfill the orders in time for Etsy standards. So that's kind of what got me into it, and I've been able to generate over $25,000 total on Etsy alone. I still have a store. I have 3 stores right now running that are running back up. I ran them from like 3 weeks ago, starting new stores, and I think it's a very very solid way. If you guys want to get into online business just a little bit, not necessarily get into ads right now, but you want to dabble in e-commerce in any way that you can. I think Etsy is a very 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 easy way to do it if you do it right.
easy, and it's super cheap too. Like people underestimate how little it really takes for you to start. Like the most valuable asset you're giving up for making Etsy isn't money, it's more of time.
Yeah.
And it's not even that much time because once you have it running, it's something that'll make you passive income for months to years with, not even 10, 15 minutes out of your day, like
Yeah.
at the most.
So
So it's
real quick,
definitely a
let's
great way.
uh, let's let's cut the bullshit. Let's go straight into like the proof. So show me some of your stores that you've been running again, because I know that you had them, but you started running them again in the past 2 months.
I never ran them again. I never got banned. Or they know about the ban wave, right? Like a lot of people got banned last year around quarter four.
Yeah.
Joaquin was one of them, but he's back on. A lot of the boys that I talked about, the five dudes, a lot of them got banned, but everyone's hopping back on because there's new policy changes on Etsy, and it's the easiest time to drop ship. I'm not gonna lie, on Etsy, it's way easier than it was when we started. And yeah, so for my proof, I have some Shopify shit on here. You guys don't have to look at that, but this was taken a while ago. I haven't updated it. The first of last month. I can pull it up right now. So 8.6 on here, 5.4 on here, but
And
I think
how long
now
has that
it's
second store been running?
this second one. Oh shit, this one's been running for I think like only 3 or 4 months, and this one's been running since quarter 4 of last year.
Yeah.
This one I never got banned, so I've just let this one print. But this one, I don't want to get into the specifics of what like event I capitalized on, but something happened in the beginning of the year, and I made a ton of money off it selling only one product. Like most of these sales are just one product. Yeah, this started 3 months ago, 3 4 months ago, and this started I think quarter 4 of last year. So it hasn't been a year yet. I think this is creeping up on a year right now.
Yeah. Can
And
you
here,
show
let
me
me show
the
you.
updated
Yeah, 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 yeah. I got
version
you.
of
I got
that
you.
one? Hold on,
You guys see that?
let me click on that. 10.6.
I don't know how to like make it like chill.
Yeah, that's
Oh
good.
fuck! I just leaked my door.
Nah, you're fine.
Oh,
You're
fuck.
good. You're good.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's 10.6 now. This is 6, and I have another store that's I actually have 3 stores right now, but I have another 2 stores that made me a couple sales. I deactivated them though. I think they made me like 2K. Nothing crazy like these, but still pretty good
Yeah.
revenue.
And then what would you say your profit margins are on these stores, and like how many sales are you generating now? Because I'm assuming that you locked in a little bit more, so a lot of those sales come from recent, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just had like I think like a $600-700 week. So a
Yeah.
lot of these are recent because quarter 1, quarter 2, like things pick up, especially for this store, but not as much as now. Like right now, I'm getting the most orders out of all time.
Yeah.
And well, you can tell like I just made like 2.5K. This is at like I think 6.5K. I think I like 3K or 3K rev in like a month, which is nuts. But you said how much I was making or
Yeah, like profit
what was it?
margins.
Oh, profit margins. Profit margins are I think at 50 to 60%
Okay.
for most things because what I like to do is I like to make at least $15 profit on every order. So, if I'm buying something from China for like, $2, I'm selling it for at least 17. And then for the higher ticket items, if I'm buying it for like 30, I'm selling it for 60. So it kind of varies, but it's usually around 50%.
Yeah.
Sometimes, upward like for jewelry and, low ticket items, like upwards of like even like over 100% because I'm selling it for like triple or quadruple what I'm buying it for. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. 100%.
So, well, right now I still have a job, of course, because Etsy is good, but it's not making me like off money. But
Hmm.
Etsy definitely helps in like keeping my cash flow available. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie, like I be spending a ton of money. You know what I mean on some
Yeah.
bullshit. And what Etsy kind of does is like whenever I get my paycheck, my bank balance doesn't go down from the last one.
Hmm.
So like for example, if I have like 10K and I get paid like a band, then I spend that money on bullshit like, food, maybe some clothes, here and there. When I deposit my next paycheck, it's still at a band or 10 bands. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Etsy kind of just makes it so I have a safety net of money that I can safely put into other things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Where I'm not like fully reliant on a job to fund everything.
Yeah.
Because realistically, I'm making like 600-700 bucks profit a week. You know what I mean? Like off all my stores, and that's more than enough to keep me afloat, and also to keep me like running and testing different things. Because if you guys don't know, like Facebook ads, like it takes money to make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
100%.
can't just run it up off 100 bucks. Like you need consistent cash flow, and you can get that from a job, but it's just so much more ease of mind and so much more nice to just have like many sources of income to like support that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How easy would you say that Etsy is to start, like at a beginner level?
I'm not gonna lie, if you just put the time to learn the right correct way to do it, probably like an 8 or 9. All you need is time to start. You know what I mean?
Wait,
Like
eight or nine in difficulty?
oh no, 8, 9 like easy, like
Oh,
it's
okay. Okay.
super. You know what I mean? Like 1 to 2, I guess, for
Yeah.
difficulty.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I think the hardest part, okay, like if you were a beginner and you knew nothing and you had to do your own research and do your trial and error, then probably like a 5, 6. You know what I mean? But if you just if you get it down, if you know type in the group, type in the Discord and ask questions and shit like, am I doing this right? And you're on the right track, and you're not getting stupid what was it, violations. You're
Yeah.
not like breaking TOS like blatantly, and you're not like on Etsy's radar. It's super easy. Like it's the workflow is like there's no variables in it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's you know what you have to do, you know what the process is. It's just the time it takes to do it. And the time it takes is not even like probably like if you really want to be locked in on Etsy, it'll take you like at most an hour and a half every single day. Which
Yeah.
like you do that shit when you work out, you do that shit when you fucking watch a movie or like laze around. And like I think just an hour and a half a day is enough.
Yeah.
At least when you're starting, like when you're already there and you've not made it, but you already have a store running and shit, it's not more than 10-15 minutes. But when you're starting, when you're a beginner, an hour and a half a day for like a month, and you'll have a store that will print you money for months. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. 100%.
And you can always like scale that if you have more stores and shit. But the more you do it, the more streamlined you are. Like right now, if I wanted to list on my stores and build them, it won't take me more than an hour and a half for 3 stores. You know what I mean?
And so,
So
so out of all the revenue that you've generated, like I know that it updated, it was like 10.6. The other store's like almost 6,000. How much in total revenue
yeah.
have you made from those 3 stores, especially in the last month? I know that you were saying $700 a week profit from all your like 4 or 5 stores that you have, but
Yeah.
overall in general, like I know that we weren't too locked in on it before, but how would you
Yeah.
say how much have you generated in total? Let's
Total revenue probably
Yeah, let's do both. I mean, profit is a little bit harder to, I guess.
calculate. Yeah, you could just cut it in half. So this is 10.6 right now.
Mhm.
6, so it's already 16K. I have another 4K store, so that's 20, and then I have like 2 or 3 that are like 1, 2, so like 23, 24.
In
So
revenue.
20 to 25K. Yeah,
Yeah.
so somewhere around there.
and
And
it's and it's
if you want
easy as
profit,
cash flow. It's easy as fuck.
yeah, no, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've been locked in, but I haven't been listing crazy on these, and these have just been like printing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just started listing again, but like these have been running for the whole year, and I when I tell you guys it takes like 5-10 minutes a day, like that's all it takes. And if you have 3 stores running like well, aside from like the occasional like message you'll get because they didn't receive their order or like they didn't like it, then it's extremely like streamlined. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes nothing to do.
And how would you say that? How much would you say that the amount of information that you got from us, right, from all the information that we're gonna put in that Discord, right, the whole VIP section and whatnot, all that information that we're providing. I know that you're gonna do some videos as well. How would you
Oh
say
yeah.
that that information has applied in order for you to generate that much cash flow and to not be banned from Etsy? Like, how much would you
It's
say
I'm
it's?
not gonna lie, like valuable wise. Okay, like compared to if you didn't have it, I'm not gonna lie, probably like an 8 or 9, like eight and a half, because you can definitely still generate sales. You know what I mean? If you don't know what you're doing, if you're just copy and pasting from Ali, and your search engine optimization isn't crazy, but if you want to be like bestseller, when you search something up, you're at the top of the page type shit. And like most importantly, if you don't want to get banned, because that's like the number one fear of like everybody doing Etsy dropshipping is like you do not want to get banned. So I would say like 8.5, 9, just for the ban, like the ban evasion tips, because you can run up a good store and find a product that blows off, like the your roommate that made 20K in a month. You can find that product, but if you're on their radar and you get banned, it's kind of all for nothing.
Yeah.
And aside from the banning thing, like we provide, or like what we've learned over time with search engine optimization and trying to get your listing seen, it definitely helps. You know what I mean? Like you can just post bullshit and try to figure it out on your own, and you'll still make sales. You'll still generate money. But if you want to be like at the top of the game, then I feel like that's something that you would need to sink like hours of research on just to find. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just to like test on your own, because we've tested a lot of things. We've tested what works, what doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
And Yeah, like probably 8.5, 9, low key, just for like starting and the information that you don't need it to start, but it's valuable information to know when you're creating listings, when you're generating images, when you're
Avoid getting
editing the.
banned, and avoid the handmade policies too.
Oh yeah, you don't want those. Even though right now they're a lot less anal about it, like it's still good to be on their good side. You know what I mean? You don't want to be on Etsy's bad side, especially if you're trying to make long-term profit off this, and
Would
especially
you?
since quarter four.
Oh, I was just about to ask. Like, do you think that quarter four right now is like right now? When do you think is the best time to start, realistically?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was thinking about that shit last night too. Like right now is the time to lock in because quarter four, I'm pretty sure officially starts in October,
Yeah.
right? So like if I were to start right now, I would low key like right now it's August. Quarter four officially starts in October, and that's where like the big ticket shit is at. So Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. That
Yep.
like people will, if you look at charts from companies, like they make the most, or product companies, they make the most in quarter four because everyone's just willing to spend their money on gifts, shopping. Like people just let loose, like they open their wallets dead ass for quarter four, and it officially starts in October. So if we by the time of recording this, so the 23rd, you can dead ass have a store up and running with good standing and good listings and winning products in the time it takes for October to hit, which is in a month and a half. So you have all of September and the rest of August to just lock the fuck in and build that shit. And realistically, you could build that shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's not something that takes like months to master and do. Like you can have this shit running by like let's say from scratch. Yet you don't have a store, you just made one. You can have shit running by I would say like September 7th, so mid September, you can have a store that's in good standing with good products that will print you money in October, November, and December. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
100%.
right now, it it's what I'm trying to say. It's not too late to start right now, but if you were gonna start, like you can't like from nothing from nothing. Like if you were gonna start right now, you gotta lock in because the printing months are coming. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Well,
we still have a little
I
bit
know
of.
for a fact that like with the knowledge that we have, because when we were doing it a year ago, we were kind of learning as we went, and so
Yeah,
like we
yeah.
were kind of figuring out what was working, what was not. But now that we have all the information, like I know for a fact that bro, if you're gonna run up 4 or 5 stores easily, it's
Yeah.
100% possible to make $10,000 profit from one
Oh yeah.
singular store if you apply the right things and if you apply the right
Oh yeah.
niche and if you scale 4 or 5 stores and even apply the secret methods, right, with the LLCs and the proxies and all that shit, which by the way, all that information like we're going to drop in the VIP section as well, because if you do get banned, which might happen, there are solutions, but they're complicated
Yeah.
and they take time, and that's something that I had to do. Fortunately, my
Yeah.
actual other store, my actual personal account got unbanned because they realized that a lot of people on Etsy are drop shipping anyways. So it's like
Sure.
as long as you're like sending out the items and you're getting good reviews, you're making Etsy money. They don't necessarily, I mean, on the outside and the front they care, but back end they're making money. So if you're just doing it right and you apply the right information, and don't fuck up, don't just copy AliExpress listings, get the right niches and just apply everything the right way, then it is very, very easy for you to print a lot of money during quarter four and even apply all of that into, if you want to do e-commerce as well on the side. Like I'm telling you guys, e-com,
Yeah.
it's very complicated, it's very hard. But you can easily start and fund that if you do Etsy
Yeah.
first. You know what I mean? And I know that together
Yeah.
we're working on getting your stores, your ecom stores up and running as well,
Yeah.
and trying to prove to people that it is 100% possible to start from scratch. But I
Yeah.
100% think that Etsy is a very, very viable option when it comes to business, that you can apply, and I'm not saying bare minimum effort, but it takes less effort than making ads, knowing what to cut for metrics, knowing what to scale, knowing what to do with your supplier when you start scaling, all of that shit. Like it starts getting like stressful, and it was stressful for me. And some people, they don't have the capital to start with that. Because I would say that you require like $3,000-$4,000 when it comes to e-commerce to test products, and that might not even
Yeah.
be enough. When it comes to Etsy,
Yeah.
guys, the only upfront cost that you're gonna have is a $30 upfront cost to create the store.
Dead ass. Yeah.
So if
Dead
you
ass.
and everything costs 20 cents to list. Um,
Yeah.
and if you are in a
So
profitable niche, if you are finding profitable stores and profitable winning products, then the store is going to run by itself because Etsy literally posts and shows all of the products to their audience, right? They do it by
organic.
themselves organically. Like, you're not paying for ads. Yes, you can pay for ads, especially like there's another method that you guys can do is called indexing ads, which you guys run. Well, it's a little bit of sauce, but it's fine. This is just like a
Yeah.
thing where you do like $1, $2 on ads to kind of kickstart your store, so that you
Yeah.
get seen by Etsy as soon as possible, and then you're spending with
Yeah.
them, so they're cool with you. That's just some other information. We're gonna drop the video on that as well later on. But I really would say that Etsy right now, right before quarter four, is probably the best because literally Etsy sales during quarter four are absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you want to be locked in on ecom, a solid strategy to have right now, start your Etsy store, right? Put all your effort into building 2, 3, maybe even 4 stores. Just all of your time into Etsy. When quarter four hits, when October comes, when Thanksgiving comes, when Christmas comes, you're gonna be generating enough money from Etsy alone to fund your meta shit independently just from Etsy. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Yep.
Like, you won't need a, well, you can still work a job, but like you'll have consistent cash flow from your job and Etsy to fund the hundreds of dollars you need to test ads during quarter four. And like, I know there's going to be a ton of winning products that are going to come out in quarter four that you need money to test, and Etsy will just passively generate you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, like, aside from like giving you guys sauce on like Etsy and shit like that, that's basically like my personal experience with it and like kind of our little journey. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What we've done with the platform and what our goals are. Because like, I'm not gonna lie, that's my goal right now. I want to get Etsy to a point where I'm comfortable and I know it's gonna print me money. So when quarter four comes, I can just sink all of that cash into meta ads and hit a fucking 200K revenue month. You know what I mean? Off meta ads through my Etsy funding. You
Oh
know?
man, oh man. Quarter four, people are gonna be millionaires, bro. You can make $1 million month easily from Meta ads if you apply the
Extremely
right way.
excited.
Um,
Yeah,
but
that
yeah, I just wanted to make a little case study with you and kind of show a little bit more proof of like our concept and what we're doing and shit like that.
Yeah, no, bro. I got you, bro. I'm one of the admins, bro. I need to be on here more,
Yeah,
and they need to know that me and you are cool, bro. Like, we've known each other for a long ass time. We've been working on this shit. We've been working on the Discord. We've been pitching ideas
yeah.
together
No, I'm
for.
switching up on the day ones.
Okay, bro. I'll be more active in the Discord. You know what I mean? If you guys have any questions, just fucking, type away, and either me or Joaquin will get back to you. Especially if it's Etsy related, I can most likely help with you guys. And
Yeah.
and
And
yeah, bro, I'm
we're,
excited
we're
to work
we're
on
gonna
it.
build your meta stores, bro. We are going to make you a shit ton of
Quarter
money.
four, you guys are gonna see my fucking metrics, bro. It's gonna be nuts, dog. We're
All
all
you
gonna
gotta do
make.
is apply the information, bro. Apply the information.
That
All right,
yes,
guys.
sir.
Well, this is just a little warm welcome to the Discord. So welcome, guys. If you guys are in here, you guys are part of the pretty much the inner circle. So if you're in the know, you're in the know. If you're not, then I guess they can fuck off. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Y'all are awesome.